and today I am going to take structure and types of DNA under the subject molecular biology. So in this video we are going to see what is nucleoside, what is nucleotide, and the structure of DNA and what are the types of DNA present. So before going into structure of DNA, we want to know what is nucleic acid and nucleosides and nucleotides. So nucleic acid, they are the biopolymers and they are very large biomolecules, and it is essential for all the living organisms present in the earth. So what is the function of nucleic acid? It is to store and express the genetic information from one generation to another generation. So this nucleic acid, it is having all the information which is necessary for the living organisms, cell structure, function, development, and reproduction. So they are associated with the chromosome and transmit various information from one parent, from a parent to a daughter. So nucleic acid, they are the long chain molecules which is composed of mostly identical blocks, which is called as nucleotide. So a nucleotide basically contains an aromatic base, that is a nitrogen containing aromatic base, then a pentose 5-carbon sugar which is attached to a phosphate group. So normally a nucleotide consists of these three structures in common, like nitrogen base, which is an aromatic nitrogen base which contains nitrogen compounds. So next is a sugar molecule. The sugar molecule may be ribose or deoxyribose sugar molecule, and a phosphate group is always attached to a sugar molecule. This is called nucleotide. This is the nucleotide structure, which contains three basic structures: nitrogen base, sugar molecule, and a phosphate molecule. So coming to sugar molecule, the nucleotide, it contains 5-carbon sugar, that is a pentose sugar. If it is it will always contain only 5-carbon sugar. So if the pentose sugar, if it is found in RNA, and while in DNA it is deoxyribose sugar. So because of the presence of ribose sugar, it is called as ribonucleic acid, and if the presence of deoxyribose, it is called as deoxyribonucleic acid. So the difference between the ribose and deoxyribose sugar is that there will be a difference in the second carbon position only. In deoxyribose, you will have only hydrogen molecule, but in ribose sugar molecule, you will have hydroxyl, you will have an oxygen molecule, etc. Okay, the normal difference between the ribose sugar and deoxyribose sugar is that in the second position, the second carbon atom of deoxyribose, it contains hydrogen atom, and in the second position it contains hydroxyl atom. This is the difference between the ribose and deoxyribose sugar. Next comes the phosphoric acid. So this phosphate group, this is the structure of a phosphoric acid. This phosphate group is usually attached to the 5-carbon of the deoxyribose sugar of one nucleotide and 3' carbon of the deoxy sugar of the next nucleotide. So the DNA is negative because of this phosphate group. This phosphate group only gives a strong negative charge to the nucleic acid. So the bond between the phosphate and the deoxyribose sugar is phosphodiester bond. You can see here, this is one nucleotide molecule and this is another nucleotide molecule. A phosphate group is attached to the 5' carbon of one nucleotide and 3' carbon of other nucleotide. So by the process of dehydration synthesis, a phosphodiester bond, this bond is formed with the elimination of one water molecule. This is how a phosphate diester bond is synthesized. So the phosphate group will be attached to 5-carbon of one nucleotide and 3' carbon of other nucleotide. By the process of dehydration synthesis, water molecule will be released and phosphodiester bond will be formed. So why this phosphodiester bond is very important? So this phosphodiester bond only, it will link the sugar molecule and phosphate molecules in the backbone. If This is the most crucial component for building of DNA and RNA. So if it is the phosphodiester bond is not there, the integrity of the genetic code will be lost and there will be several deleterious effects. So phosphodiester bond only it is used to maintain the integrity of the genetic code. So coming to nitrogen bases, this nitrogen bases it is pyrimidines and purines. So cytosine and thymine are the pyrimidine present in the DNA molecule, while another pyrimidine uracil occurs in the RNA in place of thymine. So RNA and DNA they have the same purines, adenine and guanine respectively. So these are the structure of the nitrogen bases present in both DNA and RNA. We have seen about nucleotides. Now we will see what is nucleosides. So a nitrogen base which is linked to a sugar molecule, it is called as nucleoside. So there are 4 kinds of nucleosides that is formed in our DNA. So this sugar molecule, deoxyribose plus adenine, it is called as deoxyadenosine. So nucleosides is a nitrogen base linked to a sugar molecule. Without the phosphate molecule, it is called nucleoside. So in nucleotides, a phosphoric acid is attached to the nucleoside molecule, so it is called as nucleotide. Nucleosides is only nitrogen base and sugar molecule. Nucleotides, it is the combination of this nucleosides plus phosphoric acid molecule. So this phosphoric acid molecule will be attached either at 5' carbon or 3' of the pentose sugar. So coming to the main part, the structure of DNA. The DNA, we all know it is deoxyribonucleic acid. So it is found in all the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell and sometimes in virus. So this DNA only codes for information that is transmitted from one generation to the other generation. Even though the DNA, chemical DNA was discovered in 1869, its inheritance was not known till 1943. In the year 1953, James Watson and Francis Crick, along with the workers Rosalind Franklin and Maurice Wilkins, they determined the structure of DNA as double helical polymer. That is, 2 helix of DNA was present, like that they have confirmed. The actual work was done by the Rosalind, but the credit goes to Watson and Crick. And deoxyribose nucleic acid, we have seen about nucleotides and nucleosides. So the sugar present in DNA is deoxyribose sugar molecule, and the nitrogen bases is purines and pyrimidines. In purine it is adenine and guanine, and in case of pyrimidine it is cytosine and thymine. These are the nitrogen bases present in the deoxyribonucleic acid. So we all know that DNA is a double helical form. So both the helical form consist of a genetic information, that is biological information. So this information is replicated when these 2 double helical strands unwinds or separate. So a large part of DNA, like more than 90% of the DNA is non-coding. Non-coding means that it doesn't serve as pattern for protein sequence. It doesn't produce any proteins. So most of the 2 strands of the DNA, they run in opposite direction, that is from 5' to 3' and from 3' to 5'. So they are anti-parallel. So the grooves are mostly unequal size, like there are 2 grooves, major and minor groove. So the major groove it is 22 Armstrong and minor groove is about 12 approximately. So this DNA is negatively charged due to the presence of phosphate ions or phosphoric group in the sugar phosphate backbone. So apart from some data, the X-ray crystallography analysis also revealed that deoxyribonucleus, the diameter of this DNA is 20 Armstrong or 2 nanometer. So that is the distance between the 2 polynucleotide strands is 20 Armstrong. So for example, 1 nanometer equal to 10 Armstrong units. So the distance between 2 adjacent base pairs like ATGC, the distance is 3.4 Armstrong or 0.34 nanometer. So one complete turn of helix, it is that is in the third 360 degrees Celsius, it is 334 Armstrong or 3.4 nanometer in length. So in this way there will be 10 base pairs like ATGC, there will be a complete 10 base pair per a single turn. So so the two strands, they run in the opposite direction, so they are anti-parallel. One strand will have 5' to 3' polarity. Because of the anti-parallel, the other strand will have 3' to 5' polarity. So this is the structure of a double helix DNA molecule. So you can see here, this is a sugar phosphate backbone, and you can see here base pairs G, C, G, guanine, it binds only to the cytosine by 3 hydrogen bonds. This adenine, it binds to thymine with 2 hydrogen bonds. So the distance between these two bases is about 0.34 nanometer, and the single turn it is about one complete turn it is about 3.4 nanometer. So you can see here, this is the partial structure of a DNA double helix. This is the nitrogen base, that is your purine and pyrimidine. So this nitrogen base, in case of AT, it is bind by 2 hydrogen bonds. In case of 3GC, it is 3 hydrogen bonds. So the nitrogen base is attached to a sugar molecule. The sugar molecule in turn, it is attached to a phosphate molecule. Okay, this is how a DNA double helix is present. So there are two grooves, major groove and minor groove. So this is minor groove and this is the major groove. So they are all not equal in size, they will be differ in size. One will be approximately around 22 or for major and 12 for minor groove. So this is the common structure of DNA. Now we can see the types of DNA. So the DNA is not a rigid molecule, so it will be existing in different forms under different conditions. So let us see about the B form of DNA, that is BDNA. It is mostly right-handed coiling, that is it will be in the clockwise direction. So it is called as B form DNA. So in a single turn it will have 10 base pairs. So it is considered as the most stable configuration. When the humidity is high, that is about 92%, and when the concentration of iron is very, very low, the DNA exists in this B form. So the B form is stable, but they cannot change, but sometimes they will be converted into A, C and D forms depending upon the concentration of excess salt and sequence of nucleotides. So based on the concentration of chemical salts and nucleotides, the DNA will be existing in different forms. Coming to A form, it is also a right-handed helix. At this A form of DNA, it will be existing only at 75% humidity in the presence of ions like sodium and potassium. So in case of BDNA, it is 10 base pair per turn. In case of ADNA, it is 11 base pair per turn. So it can be converted into D form also. So in case of C form DNA, it is found mostly in 66% relative humidity in the presence of lithium ions. So the number of turns is 9.33 per turn, base pairs per turn. So D form, it is rarely found one, and they are 8 base pairs per turn. So next is the Z form of DNA. So this is Z form is left-handed coiling double helix. The sugar phosphate backbone, it is not normal compared to the other DNA molecule. It is somewhat in zigzag manner, so only it is named as zigzag Z form of DNA. So it will have 12 base pairs per turn. So this Z form of DNA only plays a main role in gene regulation. So it is found in all living organisms including mammals, plants, etc. So you can see here, this is the different forms of DNA. So B form, in B form it is 10 base pairs. So the length is 34 Armstrong. In case of A form DNA, one helical turn, it contains 11.6 base pairs, and it is of 25 length is of 25 Armstrong. In case of DNA, this is not in the normal shape. It is somewhat, it will be in a zigzag manner. It will have 12 base pair per turn. You can see here the zigzag DNA, the sugar phosphate backbone is not double helical region, it is somewhat is zigzags in manner. So here B form and A form, it is right handed, and this major groove is present in both form of DNA. Then they are all anti-parallel glycosylic bond conformation. The helical rise and base pair, it will be changing from B form, A form and Z form of DNA. Then the base tilt degree also it is given. You can see the structure of the B form DNA, A form DNA and Z form DNA. So this is double helical. Here there is some interruption, and here the double helical is zigzag in manner. So apart from that, you will be having circular DNA and double stranded DNA. So this is all some reference which I have to, and with this I like to conclude the video. Thank you.